Yeah, so because we're working virtually, the important thing in this workshop part of it is the one-on-one with the materials. And when we talked about it, we kind of made a decision that we would do a papier-mâché headpiece.
Yeah.
So I just want to get, before we talk a little bit about the character and the costume itself, I want to talk a little bit about the materials. We're using a 14 gauge wire, right? Because the 14 gauge wire allows you a little bit strength, but also it isn't so difficult to do the wire form to make it hard on the hands and hard on getting details and things like that. The head that you're going to do, which you will explain what it represents, is going to be wire form, made out of wire form, and then covering a papier-mâché, and then whatever skin material that you want, that you choose. Okay? The technique of the wire form is, I've started this as a kind of a demonstration where I've used like straps. So like this is one strap, and it's connected together with the ends of the wire are joined together with masking tape. And as you see, this would be the headband. So it's like a band for the head, a band going over the top of the head, and one holding it in the center so that it has three moorings shapes or forms. All right, each one making the other one more solid. Okay, and this is what's going to go on your head, and then the headpiece that you do is going to be constructed over this, all right, and connected to this again with wire. Okay. All right, so you know that this will fit your head. When you move your headpiece will move as well. Okay. So what we need to do now is talk about your idea in terms of the drawings. What you think?
Okay, so I would like my character to be an eagle.
Right.
Right? So I have the front view and the side view. And the reason why I chose the eagle represents protection. It also represents strength. And I wanted to tie it into my initial drawing, who was this character here.
Right.
Right? And she is supposed to represent a goddess. She's a goddess of both retribution and protection.
Right.
So that's why I wanted to use the element of the eagle. Now I know we're supposed to do the puppet.
Right.
So I want my character to become the puppet, and not the puppet is separate from the character.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted, to have a goddess that transforms into an eagle.
Okay. All right. So your performance would be, you start off as one character and transform into the other character.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So in terms of the headpiece, which we're now considering, the other aspect that we have to consider is the wings.
Okay.
All right. Now you have a drawing of what you want the wings that is inspired, what you want the wings to look like.
Yes. So
tell me a little bit about the wings.
All right. So added to the character, I did some research on Nemesis, who is the goddess of retribution, and she's a winged goddess. Right. So I wanted to add that wing element to the character. So this is the wing from a statue of her. Right. With her wings extended. So this is the wing pattern that I would like to use.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, now this is a very good starting point. The thing about it is that you want your wing to be slightly larger than this. You want it to have, do you know how big you want the wing to be?
Longer than my arms, fine.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So, I want to go through the steps that you need to do. You need to, first of all, draft this, make this into a drawing with a grid.
Okay.
All right? Because, okay, so this, if you look at it, this almost gives you the full picture of what the wing will look like. And if we could consider this as subsections of smaller rectangles, horizontal lines and vertical lines, we can then transfer this in scale, so we get as much of the scale and detail of the individual parts of the wing on a bigger scale, on an enlarged scale. All right, so that is what we're going to proceed to do now. We're going to do the wings first, and then we're going to go to the headpiece. All right, so right here on this table is your grid. All right, so you put your brown paper down, you draw out your horizontal and rectangular grid, lines of, and okay, so this is the drawing. You've got to the drawing stage now, with your detailing and your subdivision of the shape of the square. All right, or let me call it a rectangle. So the subdivision of the rectangle now, we're going to take this and do it on a larger scale. All right? Okay. So even if it means joining two pieces of paper, no, but our paper is large enough. All right? Okay. All right. And that subdivision now, we transferred our horizontal and vertical lines to this size and draft out the entire wing. Okay? All right? We can now go and see your drawing that we're going to need to use to develop the wing. All right? Which we have in the next station. But let us first decide what we're going to do with the head. All right, so we're going to take some wire. We need some tools as well.